Hi, everyone. I guess I should put the mic on. We are Team Green, and our app is called reAustin. We try to go a little macro, local. Um, and yeah, these are my teammates. It's Lisa and Megan. Um, and so basically, our website, our tagline is "Find a bin, share a bin." And our goal was to contribute to Austin's zero waste efforts, which by 2040 they want to be zero waste. And so we wanted to contribute that and help make bulk recycling easier. Um, and then our problem was, have you ever needed to recycle a bunch of large boxes and ran out of space in your recycling bin? And can you not find a recycling center nearby even with Google Maps? Well, us too. We came up with this idea because I actually had this scenario just happened to me like 2 or 3 weeks ago where I moved into a new house. I had a bunch of recycling, and even though Austin's really recycling friendly, like my bin was not big enough for all of these boxes. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna just drive around Austin and try to find a bin that's big enough that accepts all of this stuff. And it was actually really difficult to do. I tried Google Mapsing, Google Recycle Center, and the closest one was like downtown. I live South Austin. So I was like, well, that's so far away. On the way to try to go to the recycling center, I like loaded my car up with all these boxes. I saw a 7-Eleven that had a recycling bin. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to drop all this stuff off. And so I dropped it off in the recycling bin at the 7-Eleven. But the next week, I got a phone call saying, hey, maybe don't drop your recycling in our recycling bin. They were like, if you had told us before, it would have been fine. But since you didn't ask, like, boo on you. So anyways, that's why I decided to come up with this concept. Like, there has to be a way for people to find bins close nearby, even though I got, yelled at. So our solution was to create a website to crowdsource public bin locations for easier access and drop off of large quantities of recyclable products. How it works is our website, you just go on there and you look for a bin, and the browser will find your location, not creepy specific, but a generic area, and it won't do a pin, so don't worry about that. It'll find your location and any user-generated points nearby, and it'll also find centers nearby, like I was saying. And then also, if you want to contribute a bin, you can add a pin and say, hey, this is a public bin, add any comments, like someone yelled at me at the 7-Eleven recycling bin. And this is our team. Megan was the front-end developer, Lisa was the back-end developer, and I was concept and API integration and testing. And these are the technologies we used. For the actual design, we used the Google's Materialize CSS framework. The APIs that we use, like many people, we use Google Maps JavaScript API, the City of Austin API, which was run with the Socrata Open Data API. And that pulls lots of government data that we use to populate our maps. And then to store all of the user information, we use Firebase to store all of the user data. So, and I'll hand it over to these guys to talk about the parts that they did.
Hello. Is this working?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa, and I took care of a lot of back-end stuff. I'll just go ahead and run through the...
It's okay.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and go through some of the code with you. So the thing that we are most proud about was it was really difficult to integrate. So we pulled data from the government database to populate like bins around Austin that are public. It was really difficult for us to integrate that with bins that users submitted. So I don't know, does it make more sense to show them first?
Yeah, we can just show them.
Yeah, so I'll just show you what we mean. Oh, it's Chrome. Yep. All right. So this is our little website. Sorry, I haven't used a Mac in forever. Okay. So if you click on this page, you'll see all the bins populate the map, hopefully.
Take a second.
There we go. All right, there we go. So this little marker here is we have 5 minutes. Okay. This little marker here is a user submitted bin. And then this flag over here is a public bin. And when you hover over it, it'll come up with the company's name. If you would like to contribute a map or contribute a pin, you go to the contribute map. You can click anywhere. So there's like my recycling bin. and then you put in all your information here. Your name, additional comments, if it's public or private. Once you hit save and close, that pushes the data to Firebase. Yeah. And so, yeah.
So for the front end, we use the Parallax kind of template to run off of, and then I gutted it and made it our own. And so whenever you do make a bin, you can add your name. And so let's go. It's gonna be a public bin, and then we should say there's a bin outside that actually just does clothes. So I'll put clothing, save. And so something that Lisa worked on that's awesome is whenever you hover over that, it actually just gives you that info automatically. And you can also view that on the bin screen as well. Right there. And then for our logo, we decided to kind of do the whole recycling themed. And so we replaced the A with the recycling symbol, which we thought was kind of fun. Most of our colors are green, and we used some jQuery UI to make the pages swipe to the left.
Future stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And then future stuff is looking forward. We actually, were very overeager and wanted to add a lot of usability and features and stuff like that to it. Our original API accessed a national database, but I contacted them myself because for some reason there's only one recycling API. And I contacted them and said, hey, can I have a key? Because supposedly you can get them, but you had to pay for it. And that wasn't cool. And that's why I had to find another way to do it and get this open data from governments. And so technically, in the future, we can populate data from other cities onto the map. We wanted there to be where you can see user comments to say like, oh, you got yelled at this place, that sucks. Or this is a great bin, really close to me, whatever. So we'll have bin reviews. We'll be able to toggle the layers on and off. Again, social bin sharing. We want to actually be able to, for people who don't use the recycling bin a lot, say, hey, this recycling bin is free, and come over and, be a cool neighbor and then use our recycling bin in the future. But yeah, so that's us. reAustin.
So do y'all have any questions?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. That's very, very, very thoughtful. I think it's a great thing that I think a lot of people use today. Just want to say that. It's awesome.
Thank you. I was dumb and I left my number on the Target box. And I was like, how did you know? I'm sorry. I just moved here. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thanks, guys.